Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be talking about what tarot can do and what tarot can't do, or actually the other way around. I'm going to start with what it can't do first and then what it can do. But before we do that, I am Sandra from MysteryWitchSchool.com. I am the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca, witchcraft, tarot, shadow work and magic, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know how you can become a better tarot reader and learn to read the tarot using your intuition, even if you don't know what the meanings of the cards are, I have a free training video. It's called How to Read the Tarot with Ease, and it will give you an exercise to do to teach you how you can regularly start to fine-tune your intuition and work with the cards and the imagery on the cards rather than necessarily having to know all of the meanings for each and every one of those cards. So there's a link in the description field below this video for the free training, How to Read the Tarot with Ease. So I wanted to just add further to a video that I did a couple of weeks ago where I talked about the tarot myths, because there are lots of myths around tarot, and because of these myths, people have assumptions about what tarot can do and what it can't do. So just to quickly go over those myths, if you haven't seen that video, one of the myths was that tarot is totally predictive, that's what you use it for, it's fortune telling, it's predictive. Another one was that it's always totally 100% every time accurate. Another one is that it's dark and occult, and anything occult is dark and it belongs to the devil and all of that nonsense. But you know, it's a big belief. And also that it's only for gifted people and psychics and special tarot readers, and that it's not something that everybody can connect to or work with. And to some extent, some people are better at divination than other people. Some people are quite gifted in that in receiving information. Whereas other people aren't so gifted, but gifted in other ways. So if divination isn't your thing, you might be good at something else when it comes to witchcraft and magic and all of that. So don't despair. You can still learn how to read the tarot, even if you're not naturally really receptive. You don't have that really strong receptive ability that some people who really do come across as psychic or more psychic than normal do have. They're just very receptive people. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is what tarot can't do is it can't do things. Like, tarot isn't responsible for what happens to you. Some people believe that tarot somehow can control circumstances and that it's the tarot that's somehow orchestrating things. That's not, they're cards with pictures on them. And while you can use tarot in magic, for tarot magic, where you're working with the symbols and pictures of that magic, the only way that tarot cards can have any influence is by the energy that you put into them. So if you're using them as talismans or using them as charms, then you're putting energy into that and intention into that. But the cards themselves are pieces of cardboard with pictures on them, and so they're not what a lot of people who are very superstitious think they are. So no, they can't control circumstances. They're very good at being accurate about things that can happen. Okay, some people will say they're not, but they are. They can be incredibly accurate if they're read well, because they're coming from you, they're coming from your subconscious mind. There is no sense, really there is no time when it comes to the reality. So things that are going to happen probably already have happened in some reality or another. And so they can be particularly accurate, but they're not always absolute in their accuracy. Sometimes they're not totally correct, and that might not necessarily be that the cards themselves aren't correct. It may just be that the person who's reading them and interpreting them hasn't quite got the real gist of what the card may be saying, because there's lots of nuances to the cards. So Don't think that what the tarot say is written in stone. It's something that is most likely going to happen. And another reason why they can be quite accurate is because we have a tendency to just plod along and do what we're doing, and we think it's fate that's leading us along, but really it's our habits and our beliefs and our perceptions that are leading us along. So unless we change ourselves significantly, like the way that we behave, the way that we think, the way that we believe, we are most likely going to go along the trajectory that the tarot is predicting is going to happen from the present moment of the reading. However, it doesn't mean that you can't change that through being more self-aware and changing what needs to be changed so that that outcome doesn't happen if it's an outcome you don't want to have happen. You still have control there. But most people don't want to put the effort into making the change, and it's usually an inner change that we have to make. So yes, tarot can be quite accurate, but it's not 100% accurate all the time. Some people really depend on tarot and live by it as if it is gospel. That's giving your power away to the cards. It's not taking your power back and just using the cards as guidance. It's giving your power away to either the person who's reading, or to, it's not so much giving it away to the person who's reading, but it's giving your power away to the tarot. And you don't want to give your power away to anything or anyone. The tarot cannot replace professional treatment for things either. So whilst it may give you guidance about things that are going on for you emotionally, mentally, or even health-wise, or in other areas of your life, financially, or even legally, it can't replace professional people to help you. It can't replace a person who's a medical professional. Like, you can't replace a proper financial advisor, for example. It may suggest you go see those people. In fact, it may even mention aspects of those people that may be involved in the reading, but it can't replace those people if you indeed need those people. And it can't make decisions for you. Like, the tarot can't decide for you what is going to happen and what isn't going to happen if you've got a decision to make. It can help you get clear about the decisions and what your options are, but it can't make those decisions for you. And once again, you have to take your power back and make those decisions. The tarot is just going to show you what's going on, which brings me to what the tarot can do. So the tarot can help give you insight into a situation, give you more clarity, help you see things more clearly. And that's going to help you be able to make better decisions. It can help you with guidance, help you with getting a different perspective on things. Tarot can show you what you will probably already know deep down inside, but maybe you had some self-doubt around. A lot of the times when I read for people, they already know what the cards are going to say. They already know that, but what they're asking the cards for is for some affirmation that they're right. It's like you don't quite trust your own intuition or your own decision, and so you go to the cards to see whether the cards are going to agree with that or not, if they're going to give you any more information as to whether your intuition or what you think is your guidance is actually on the right track. And often it is, and often that's what the cards are going to show you, is what you actually already deep down inside know. Often they'll show you things you don't know. They'll show you things that really surprise you when they do happen, that you just would never have expected to happen, things happening left of field. I've certainly had those experiences with tarot, so they can show you things that could happen that you just thought, nah, there's no way that could ever happen. And then, 6 months later or 18 months later, it happens and you get a real shock because the cards were right after all. They can help you with self-awareness and getting to know yourself more, finding out where you need to do the work on yourself, where you're holding yourself back, how you're blocking yourself. The cards are divided into emotions, thoughts and feelings, passions and desires, as well as practical matters and the way that you apply yourself in a material kind of way and the material world. So they can give you guidance on all of those aspects of your life, as well as those sort of deeper, more archetypal, spiritual aspects of yourself. So there's a lot that they can give you. They're tools that you can use for more than just predictive things. When it comes to tarot, you can also use them for magic. You can use them for spell work. The images on the cards can be used and utilized as talismans. They can be utilized in your visualizations. You can meditate with the tarot and go into very, very deep understanding of archetypes and spiritual truths that are contained within the tarot. So they can really take you on a journey. And it's only been probably in the last few decades that people have started to approach tarot more in that way. In the more mainstream world, people really just saw the tarot as being predictive, you know, fortune-telling, prediction, and nothing more than that. When it came to the deeper understanding and use of the tarot, that was kind of left more to secret societies and occult circles because they knew how to work with the tarot. But now we have people that have a very strong interest in psychology who are developing their own decks and working with the psychological meanings of the cards, looking at the Jungian connections with cards and bringing a lot more of a psychological understanding. Now that we know so much more about how our beliefs are formed through childhood and how we can rewrite our beliefs and change our mindset, the cards are coming in as ways to help us do that. They can show us what needs to change and what we can work on, where we are our own worst enemy. So they're quite powerful in that very deep psychological way. Unfortunately, most people aren't interested in doing that kind of work. They just want to know whether they're going to get their boyfriend back or, you know, they're going to, you know, win a fortune or something like that. And I have to admit, I think pretty much a lot of the time we all want the tarot to tell us something that we are anxious about. We do want to know that something's going to work out for us. We do want to know that we're going to, you know, that the business is going to grow, that you are going to get a job. Those sorts of things that are related to survival, that, you know, maybe there is some romance coming into your life. Certainly we want to know those things, and there's nothing wrong with asking the cards about those things either. But the cards can also help us understand how we can bring that romance into our life, how we can improve the business, how we're blocking ourselves from having those things as well. So they can offer us so much more than just that predictive aspect. So if you want to become a confident tarot reader, I have a course called the Confident Tarot Reader. It's a do-it-yourself course. You can take, it's a 7-module course. You can take as long as you like or as quick as you like to do the course. You also do have me to help you along the way, because you can still contact me if you have any questions about the tarot, or if you want me to have a look at some of your answers to the questions that I have in the course. It's to help you learn to read the tarot using your intuition and your knowledge, and to understand that the tarot tells stories. And when you can read the tarot like a story or like a movie, it really opens the tarot up for you. So that is the Confident Tarot Reader course. There's a link in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra for mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.